looked at it. Blast off. Here we are. Here I am in the basement, just sitting here with my big expensive mug. Do we still sell these? Boy, are they pricey. It's gonna be a real mellow jam today. It's gonna just be me and you guys hanging out. Like it says here on the card, welcome to Guaranteed Dank Watching Hour. And that was suggested by KH3 Arts on Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, make sure you become a member at patreon.com/gettingdoug. If you're in the 420 Club, we do drawings. We're going to start doing drawings for people that come in and actually sit here in the studio in this basement and watch us do the show live and in person. Of course, travel is not included on that. Don't get excited and think you're getting a free trip. You got to get your ass out here, but once you're here, we'll be happy to have you. We've got water, we've got pretzels, and we've got licorice from Australia. Or is it New Zealand? Oh, wow, it's already 19 minutes after the hour. So I got to get on this. What's the indica and the sativa today, you're wondering? We've got the sativa is called Candy Jack, and the indica is Rude Boy OG. Boy spelled my favorite way to spell boy, B-O-I. I've been having a lot of fun with that on my Instagram. Like every Instagram, I do hashtag sexy boy. And phrases like that have nothing to do with the picture I posted. But let me get this Candy Jack out, grind a little up. Am I gonna make it by 20 minutes after the hour? Because it's almost 4:20 somewhere.
Ding, 4:20 somewhere.
This is suspenseful, I like it. I still will have that whole minute too at 4:20, so I'm not worried that this is not gonna happen on time. Send your questions for me today to @DougBenson on Twitter, and I will open that up in a sec and start answering them. Of course, the Dab King is here, so we're going to take it up a notch in the final segment. Maybe the next segment today. Maybe he'll show up in the second segment, and we'll have some nice dabs and proceed to ruin the rest of my day. Let's get this one. This will be easy. Messy, messy. All right, we made it. Congratulations, everybody. Here's a thought. You see me at TSA, don't yell out "Getting Doug with High." There's no reason to do that. Here's a cool thing I got in Reno. Reno? I haven't even been to Reno in years. Where was I just at? Denver. No, this guy didn't give me this in Denver. Holy shit. But it's a tube that you can put your pre-roll or whatever in, and then you seal it up, and you can put it around your neck, like a child that might forget. Of course, the chain's really not going to make it over my big fat head, but there's a clip in the back to make it, which makes me feel like a lady putting on a necklace. Here we go. How's that? Is that cool? I would never wear this except for right now. I'm going to be in New Orleans on March 6th doing Doug Loves Movies, and I got lots more dates coming up, including an April 20th show in Paradise, California. So go to douglovesmovies.com for all my deets and links. Let's go to Twitter and see what's happening. Hopefully, let's not make it too political, you guys. Although I have to say that lots of great strides are happening in the world of marijuana legalization. But we were talking before the show, I was talking to Daniel, the producer of All Things at Jash, and there's too many people that are still incarcerated for stuff that's now legal. So I don't know how that's going to get fixed, but if you're a politician and you're watching this, let everybody out. Right? It's a strong stand for this show to take, but 92 on Twitter wants to know, how much do you actually smoke a day? Well, that's a okay question. It depends on the day, dude, because, like, let's take today, for example. I got up this morning and I was like, I had some things to do, I had some errands to run. So I went out and drove around and did some errands. And then I went back to my apartment and I popped one of these babies. They're called Breeze, and it says 1,000 milligrams on the container, but that means each of these mints has 10 each in them, because there's like, however many mints that would be, 100, right? No. Anyway, they're supposed to be like 10 each. We counted them up when we first got it, but now I've eaten a bunch of them. But they're not bad, and so I took one of those at home, late morning, and then got a car service to take me here, because I was, that was hitting me fairly nice, and then now I'm doing this. So I don't know what the rest of my day is gonna be like, because dabs is another thing that throws the whole thing off, because once I do some dabs with the Dab King, I could probably not smoke or do dabs or even be conscious for like 5 hours after that. And then tonight I have to go out to the valley to do a podcast, so I have to sober up for that. Does that answer your question? Probably not, but I take edibles when I fly. You can fly with almost any marijuana-related things these days. Like, they never pull me aside. Like, I give away bongs on every episode of my shows on the road, and every podcast taping, and they never say, hey, what's up with these bongs? They're rubber ones like this, but they're Christmassy. The company Peacemaker sent me 50 Christmassy bongs, so I am giving them out all year long. Oh, this just in. Thank you, Marissa. No audio at the top of the show for the first 30 seconds. Well, let's go back and recreate what happened in the first 30 seconds if I can. I had the glasses on, I had the mug in my hand, and I was like babbling for a little while. Hey, here we are in the basement. Good to see you all again. Yeah, I don't even remember what else happened in the first 30 seconds. No guests today, it's just me. Yeah, then I went into the cards. We're probably all caught up. What did the first card say? Maybe I should repeat that very opening welcome to Guaranteed Dank Watching Hour, suggested by KH3 Arts on Patreon. Don't forget to join Patreon. Now we're definitely caught up. That's definitely repeat information. I'm enjoying this Candy Jack. I'm having a nice high. I should smoke some more, but it's weird when I'm the only one talking to take a break to smoke. Maybe I'll take a hit and read the next Twitter comment at the same time. It's at Doug Benson on Twitter. Somebody's suggesting something about Doug Loves Movies, one of my other podcasts. If you haven't checked that out, that's available also on iTunes. And I've got a show called Dining with Doug and Karen. We just did 2 new episodes over the last few weeks where my friend Karen and I just basically trick an awesome chef into cooking us a meal, and then we sit in a hot room in the back of a comic book store and eat it, talk about it. Why is there should be more questions coming in on Twitter? There's got to be more people out there than just yeah 92. Am I doing something wrong? That's not possible, right? So yeah, write to me, you guys. But I got plenty of pot topics over here, but let me just take a hit real quick before we get into that. It's like whenever I'm listening to a radio show and they're not taking calls, I feel like, nobody's calling in right now, you know. And then somebody says something incendiary, and then they start taking calls because their phone lines light up. So let me say something that'll get people to tweet at me. Weed is stupid. Don't do it. That's the kind of reaction that gets. Nobody's going to say anything because they know I'm just setting them up. All right, so we're going to do some marijuana know somethings today, but I don't, since it's just me, I'm going to wait and do them later when I'm joined by the Dab King. He can help me figure these things out. So let's do some pot topics. Starting with, a big problem, I think, with the holding back legalization of marijuana everywhere is of course, the big drug companies and all of their legal stuff that they sell. And Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, she's slamming the pharmaceutical companies for opposing marijuana legalization. She's coming out and saying it, which is it's very nice. Politicians have been kind of way too quiet on marijuana, especially since, should be a state-by-state thing anyway, so it's just easy for any politician to go, yeah, let's let the state decide. And they don't really have to take a side, but they can throw it out there, Somebody asked her, is marijuana a gateway drug? And she said she doesn't see it as a gateway to opioids. What I see is the opioid industry and the drug companies that manufacture it, some of them in particular, are just trying to sell more drugs that addict patients and addict people across this country. Yeah, she's right. I mean, look at me. I don't do any other drugs but weed, and I'm certainly not addicted to that. I can quit for the next 5 or 6 minutes if you'd like to see it. I can briefly quit for a while. But yeah, that's pot topic number 1.
Hot topic!
Let's go back to the phones. Someone wants to know, Jay Stang52 wants to know, when are you coming to Minnesota? When you legalize weed. That's when it's going to happen, not a day before. No, I love Minneapolis, the Twin Cities. I play there usually once a year. Last year I didn't make it there. But I hope to make it out this year. I mean, there's so many places I can go to and places I like, and I am a fan of Minneapp, so I will, I'll try to get there this year. That was the tweet that changed my touring schedule. And like I said, the Dab King's joining me, and we're going to do more pot topics.
Hot topic!
And marijuana knows something, and some dabs. So stay with us. We'll be right back. I'm here with Taylor Rizzo, and we were talking about the last segment where I was just here by myself, and nothing was loaded yet, but I think it worked out fine because it's gave me a little something to do the whole time. Keep me focused.
Yeah.
I didn't ramble or go off on too many tangents,
No, it's very smooth.
Thanks. Yazai Mahogany, something like that. Yazai Mahogany wants to know, what are your favorite strains and why? And I can answer the why part, but the favorite strains part I can't answer. Do you have favorite strains?
I do have a couple favorite strains. I got some strawberry banana wax
that you
with
brought
me
today?
that I brought
and
with me.
It's a favorite?
Strawberry banana is one of my favorites.
And we're going to try it?
We're going to try it.
I love it.
I've had it a bunch of different ways.
This is working out perfectly. I just can't, I can't be strain picky because, most of my weed is just stuff people give me.
Oh, yeah.
And also I travel in, I don't like I don't like have a label that says something like green crack on it when I'm flying.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just pour it all into plain bottles, so then I end up with a medley of lots of different things that I've gotten.
It's kind of nice though, just to mix it up. Because
I love it. I love arriving places with weed because that was always my preoccupation whenever I get to a town is, where I get some weed at, let's get that going. Sometimes, it'd be aggravating because it'd be like a day or two before you get any kind of weed hookup.
Yeah, that's
But if you just show up with your own, people are like, hey man, if you need me to smoke you out, let me know. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll do that by myself.
I just got the shit I brought.
I went home for Christmas and brought like as many vape pens as I could. And that was just, I needed something as soon as I landed. Trying to contact old friends from high school.
Exactly. Rage Foul Talk wants to know, when will you ever come to Canada? I'm a big fan, watch your show all the time. And here's a really charming thing about Canada. Canada is fucking huge. Like from side to side, it's as big as the United States, right? Yeah. And so it's a massive place, and people from there, they say, come to Canada. And I'm like, I always got to get back to them and go, where in Canada? Because if I go to Vancouver, that's not helping anybody in Toronto. This dude is in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So I guess he would pop over to Toronto to see me there. And thank you for asking, because I will be there this May. I think it's the 27th at the,
Fucked up your plug.
Yeah, the Royal Theatre, I think it's called. It's a movie theater, but we're going to do Doug Lowe's movies there. And I always have a blast in Canada. And I don't think any of the other Canada stuff I have coming up I can talk about yet. But
Keep talking.
we got.
Keep talking.
Yeah, well, put your hands up like you're being.
So this is just, I don't know.
She is.
I don't
We're
know
finally
what's gonna
seeing the other side of harassment in the workplace.
Yeah, I'm not.
When the ladies can't
right
keep
here.
their hands off of Taylor
You
Rizzo.
can see them on camera. I got both of them right here. My feet are down
look like
here.
you're,
Can you see my feet? Can you see my feet? She's touch. I'm not doing any of this. All right, she's gone. I'm gonna.
So now I guess there's probably an issue with your sound. So we're gonna have to. You have to repeat everything you've said so far.
Okay, it's only a few things. I like
I know.
strawberry
I did
banana
most
pot.
of the talking, fortunately. What about? Have you been to Canada? Anywhere in Canada?
I've never been to Canada. I've only been out of the country when I was like a little kid on a cruise. I went to Jamaica, but I've never.
And that's when it all started.
Yeah, that's when I was 7.
You left Jamaica with this beard.
I did,
When you were
yeah.
7, you had the beard. Yeah, there's another person asking. This is Jackie Mad Fan wants to know if I like coming to Canada, and I think I said that in the last answer. I really do. I enjoy it a great deal. I got to perform for 3 years in a row at a festival up in Pemberton, north of Vancouver, and getting to go to that every year, and like the drive from Vancouver to Pemberton's beautiful, and then I stay in Whistler, which is really nice, and I really enjoyed it. And they stopped doing that festival, so I'm seriously considering just going up to Pemberton just for the fuck of it.
Just spend some time up there. Is it nice?
It's every summer, and it's nice weather in the summer because it's like it doesn't get too hot, but
when I think of Canada, it's just like a winter
sometimes.
wonderland always. But I guess it is nice in the summer. It's just like Oregon.
Yeah, no, they get it gets hot everywhere in the summer there. I think I don't think they have a version of like San Francisco where it's cold even in the summertime.
Right. Oh no, I dropped it.
There's like two things I know because of my love for discussing the weather, and that's that I'm old and I smoke pot, because those are both. It's a great topic with when you're smoking pot with people. We can all agree on the weather.
That is something that's easily agreeable. That you could agree on that with somebody that you would probably disagree with everything else.
You can't really say no, it's raining when there's not a cloud in the sky, But you can really have a weird argument about. I still haven't seen Black Panther.
I haven't either.
Because I feel like if I have anything critical to say about it, I'm gonna have to just keep my mouth shut.
That's how
It's so beloved.
all the movies that are like that.
I'm not gonna like it.
Any movie where it's like important to a large group of people, I feel like I'd kind of, because I'm a snob about stuff like that.
I got my ass chewed when I didn't like Avatar. When that came out,
I'm not a
people
fan.
were in love with that movie. People wanted to marry and make love to that movie.
They spent $500 million on that movie.
But now people don't even care about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel any kind of anticipation for the new ones.
No, I mean Disney really put some money in because they built the whole Avatar land at Animal
Right,
Kingdom
and
now.
I want to go on the ride for sure.
It's cool.
Like I like the rides. Like I think you and I have already talked about this, but I like the Transformers rides better than Transformers movies.
Yeah, for sure.
And similarly, that's how I feel about like the Mummy rides are better than the Mummy movie. Although the Brendan Fraser Mummy
that first
movie is
one.
pretty good.
And he has a little cameo on the ride in Orlando. You get to get a little bit of him.
He gets to act pretty wacky in it. This person wants to know, this is Dinkelberg 17, you coming back to the TC Film Festival. He says he's going to make the drive this year. Yeah, dude, I intend to go. I mean, we haven't worked out the details yet, but Traverse City's beautiful in the summer, so and I love films, as you know. So I'll definitely be back. All right, so do I have to do one of those now?
You don't have to. I'm just going to keep them rolling along.
You're not alone. I hated Avatar from day one, too. That is Jack the Reefer. I got to say that the 3D was good. Like, it was one of the best as far as the visuals go. The 3D was really good. I just didn't get into the story.
Yeah, but it was a lot of like the large, landscape shots that they would show of the planet that were so cool, but it was like, I don't know. It just didn't do much for me.
It was hard to relate to anybody, and also it was the story of a guy who is a traitor to his own people just because he falls in love with somebody from another world.
Yeah. Like John Smith.
You know what I mean? Like if you made a movie about an American who decides to defect to Russia because he falls in love with a Russian woman, he would be not thought of as the hero.
Yeah, no. But because, humans are the evil people in that whole thing.
They are. No, everyone's so evil that like you feel bad. Like, yeah, he should side with the nicer people, but he's still,
that movie.
It's all for love.
It makes you not like humans and makes you like a fake alien more than the humans.
And there's plenty of room for Leonardo DiCaprio on that door at the end of Titanic.
That's very true.
I saw a thing on it where they showed. I mean, as long as we're picking at James Cameron and his terrible endings.
Yeah.
And then it's not even over. Then you have to watch them cut back to the old lady throwing it off the edge of the boat, right? All right, I'll do a dab. I might as well do it. Might as well get into this. This guy wants to know, this is a great question for you, Dab King, while you set it up for me. Calibim696 is asking, do I need a big rig like that to get into dabs?
No, not really. I mean,
you can do them just in the vapor pen form.
Yeah, if you want.
Thing.
That's the easiest route to go is just a vapor pen option where you just put the wax inside of an atomizer inside of a pen and just smoke it like a regular vape pen. But I mean, really, you just want any sort of rig that has water in it because you want some sort of water filtration. You don't want to, because they make even like pipes like this that have a slide that you can put those on, but you just want some sort of water pipe that is going to filtrate it through there because it's going to be a little bit hotter, so you want some water to cool it down. Cold
All
water
right.
is best.
Ask me if I'm ready to do this.
Are you ready to do this, Dab?
Dabsolutely.
All right, let me get this for you. You want to do the strawberry banana?
Yes, please. It's one of your favorites, as I recall.
It is.
So I'm very excited to experience that. I got some texts coming in. Probably won't share that information. I'm going to do a phoner with the Ron Bennington show this afternoon. Nice. Where we're going to talk about the Oscars and who I think is going to win.
This guy.
So
Do you want me to do it for you?
I'm excited about that. No, I'll do it. I think I can do it. All right. So, here, tell everybody about this pod topic while I do this.
Pod
Man,
topic.
we're really gonna test my dyslexia here.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna see. This is we're bringing back all my fears of the classroom of getting called out and having to read. We'll see. Joel Schneider, owner of Colorado's Bud and Breakfast Hotel, has created a bed and breakfast where at 4:20 guests pile into the living area for hors d'oeuvres. That's French, I think. And good company as they light up marijuana pipes and joints. So there's a bed and breakfast where you can go get high with strangers, apparently. That seems kind of exciting.
Hors d'oeuvres.
That says hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the fucked up way hors d'oeuvres is spelled.
See, this is why I stopped reading when I was in high school.
But that's a tricky one, you know, that's not like...
You did. I mean, I got breakfast right. I said Colorado correctly.
I was looking ahead. I cheated and looked ahead, and this next story is fucked up. I'm not happy about this story. It says McCarran International Airport, which is the airport in Vegas, has a legal way for people to dispose of legal weed before entering the premises. 13 or 20 boxes, amnesty boxes, are installed at the airport, and they are bolted to the ground, only accessible to drop items in, and they are regularly monitored and serviced multiple times a week. The bins are as response to changing guidelines surrounding weed on airport grounds. I didn't know the guidelines were changing. It felt like they changed it in a positive way, where you could just, you know, if it's in small amounts, you could just fly with it.
Just going
but
from
now it sounds
legal
like
state
they're,
to legal
you know,
state.
trying to get you to ditch it, which, you know, I guess is better than being yelled at for having it. But just, I don't think TSA is looking for weed.
Is it for leaving? Yeah, I guess you're right. But is it for leaving that state and just going to other illegal states, like states that don't have?
I guess
medical or
that's their
anything
way
yet?
of like giving you a chance to get rid of it before it becomes more of a. I mean, airlines are federal, so by you know, you could get in trouble for having marijuana on a plane for sure.
How do I become the guy that cleans out those bins and just gets to keep all this weed?
Well,
that
that's
people
what
are
I was.
ditching?
That's one of the first things I thought of. Is they're just going to have this surplus of weed. Who does that go to? They should start a program where they give it to, you know, medical dispensaries.
Yeah.
You know.
Or if there's like some sort of vet, like donation way that they could give it to dispensaries where they give it out to vets for free or something like that.
Let's do a viewer question. This is exciting. This is we got some questions from people that are Patreon 420 Club members. And this is Abram Levasseur. How does everyone feel so far about the change from strictly medical use to recreational use here in California? And has anyone been more than slightly bothered in regards to the taxes on recreational marijuana? I have to say that I'm sure people rightfully can be annoyed by the taxes and the price going up. I mean, that's where I got real lucky in this life, is that you know, people just give me weed, so I don't have to be concerned with the taxes.
Yeah, I'm really on the fence about it, because a lot of the regulations that have changed seem like it's a front for, I don't know, it seems like a good thing in the long run, but I mean, so many dispensaries have closed because of the new regulations, because of the price of having to apply for the license was so much that all these mom and pop stores have closed down, and like the number of dispensaries is much more smaller, but it's
way more smaller.
Yeah, it's just it's become much more difficult to access the weed, and it's obviously much more expensive now. They don't split it like Colorado does, where you still get the old tax for medical use.
Well, that's the thing, and each state's going to be wildly different because of you know, how the rules are written, you know, and they always make it needlessly complicated, and but also there's just that chance, like, who knows, especially in this political climate today where weird things happen, maybe the whole country will flip.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
And Canada's certainly doing it, and good for them. I've been talks about doing Getting Dug with High in Canada. Yeah. So that'll be neat if that happens.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And thank you for your question, Abram. And we've got one more segment coming up. I might do another dab. We know Taylor will do another one. He's
Definitely
a show
will.
off. And we'll see you guys in a little bit. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back in the Spacement with Taylor Rizzo, the Dab Master General of the great United States.
I need to get
I think
business
it's always
cards.
been great in many ways, the United States. You know, I don't think it needs to be made great again. I think it's also had a lot of bad things have happened.
Hasn't it like become greater over the years? Like haven't
Oh
we?
yeah,
like,
no, I mean it's
consistently-
definitely better than I can't imagine there'd be any positive side to being a caveman.
Yeah, no,
going back that
no.
far. That had to really suck.
Yeah, but even like saying like going back to the good old days, I feel like
Yeah, what were those?
These are probably
everybody's
the
got
good
a
old
different
days.
idea what the good old days are. I think
Like maybe the
my good
90s
old
for-
days are the 70s.
yeah,
where everybody
weird.
just got away with a lot of crazy shit. But you know, things are better in a lot of ways. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Chad Tubert wants to know, what directors would you like to work on, or what type of role would be your dream job? Thanks to you and all your team for a great show. Well, thank you for the thanks for me and my team, and I gotta win an award for this show at some point so I can thank the team. Whenever I hear that expression on award shows, it sounds weird to me. Like,
just so you don't have to say individual names.
no,
It's
well
just
then they go on to say the names a lot of
Yeah, I
times,
guess.
but the expression "my team," like, you know, like that there's a group of people that are just yours, you know, and they just do
Yeah.
your bidding or something. Like, you know, you can't say I'd like to thank my minions, but anyway.
Unless you're Steve Carell.
Oh, Austin Hoover wants to know, if you owned a marijuana-friendly airline, what would you call it?
Oh man, high flying? I don't know.
Right? There's so
High-flying
many
airlines?
crazy
Yeah,
puns
if
you
you
can
can-
go with. I got to really think about this one. I'm not going to just blurt out
Yeah,
anything.
I did that. I'm sorry.
This isn't at midnight.
Right.
Trying to, you know, it's fun to think of a pun of an existing one, but I can't think of a good one. They're all the airline names are so dumb.
Yeah.
But good question, dude. And Hillary wants to know, ever consider a Douglas movies getting done with high crossover? And I think almost every episode of both is, because I'm always high on Douglas movies, and movies always come up on getting done with high at some point. Have we mentioned any movies today? I don't
Yeah,
know.
Black Panther.
There you go.
Not seeing it.
I
And
can't wait to
Avatar.
see it, though.
Fuck Avatar.
I think I'm going to love it, but I just, you know, sometimes I just don't see what everybody else sees when everybody is super into something. you
I
know?
just saw Get Out like 2 weeks
And
ago.
you weren't into it?
I loved it.
Oh, good.
But I was I was like, man, if I hate this movie and somebody tells me that they like it, I'm going to have to just tell them all the reasons why they're wrong.
Right, but it's...
But then it didn't happen. I loved it.
It's pretty easy to defend.
Yeah.
You know, some guy wrote a review saying that he didn't like it, but so it didn't get a perfect 100%. On
Well, especially with
Rotten
like
Tomatoes.
scary type movies. I mean, they're really hard to do well, and to be an enjoyable movie and to be like give you some sort of anxiety in it as well. It was good. Made me fearful of white girls as well.
Taylor, marijuana knows something.
Of course.
I don't understand this at all. How many blockbusters are still operational in the U.S.? Oh, now I understand. I thought it was asking how many blockbusters as in movies, but how many blockbuster
Video stores.
video stores, how many are operational in the U.S.? I think it's more than one would think, because you think of it as gone out of business, so there shouldn't be any, or just a few weird ones that are still around for some reason, right?
I'm going to say 0.
Ooh.
I feel like they're just gone.
I mean, but what kind of trick question is that if it's just 0?
Well, I don't know. Well, you didn't think it was 0, so it tricked you.
You're right there. No, but you know what I mean? It seems like
Yeah.
it went out of business. What's another company that went out of business, like American Apparel, that you don't see any of those anywhere ever anymore?
No.
But there are things that like Bennigan's went out of business, and some places are still just called Bennigan's, and they're like kind of privately owned, but they just kept everything, the look and the name and everything.
That's where I used to go for my birthday when I was a little kid. Thanks, Mom. It's not a great
And
place.
You're like Ben again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going 0.
I'm gonna go with 0. Yeah.
I think that's an okay answer, but it just feels to me like it's going to be more than you'd think, you know, rather than none. Because, you know, like I just said, those other companies, there's None of them.
Well, what's your guess?
I'm gonna say 70.
7-0?
7-0.
I'm going to say that I'm closer than you are, at least.
It's without going over, so you're really
you're
set.
I'm going to win. Give me the money now.
The answer can't be negative something. 10. 10. There's 10 of them.
That's so weird.
I'd like to know where they are.
Yeah, I was
it'd be
gonna
fun to
say.
just go into one and walk around, like it'd be like a nice throwback feeling. Because that's what we used to waste hours and hours. Now I just sit in my Netflix scrolling through everything.
I know.
But you used to get up and go to a place and wander the aisles for forever, especially if you're trying to pick a movie with somebody else. It's always hard to do.
Yeah, there's a new show on Netflix called Everything Sucks, and it takes place in the 90s, and there's like a whole scene in a Blockbuster. It was...
I wonder which one of the 10 they filmed it in, or if they just
I don't know.
recreated their own.
That's what I figured, that they just recreated their own, but now I know.
All right, we got to do another one, dude.
Let's do it.
Marijuana know something?
I do.
Oh, I like the freezing for the little musical sting there. Are there more real or fake flamingos in the world? So which one is there more of, real flamingos or the fake ones that people have, if they have a pool area or, a tiki bar? I think my profile picture on Instagram is with a fake flamingo.
Well, there's one. So there's one we know of. I mean, I'm going to say it's got to be fake flamingos because they just manufacture so many of those.
I don't really like either or questions on these because I can take the other side and I think we both have a shot at being right, But which one did you say?
I'm going to say fake flamingos, the lawn ones.
I don't know, maybe, I haven't heard of flamingos being endangered or anything, so maybe, you know how whenever you see flamingos, there's a shit ton of them
that's
all
true.
together?
Are they like rabbits? Do they just have a lot at a time?
Yeah, so I'm thinking, but why even bring it up though if... I hope they have the numbers. I hope it's like...
It's like the polls.
Yeah, I hope it's like 60-40 or something like that.
A percentage of flamingos on Earth, fake and real.
I don't want to think there's way more of one over the other.
Yeah, I'm more for equality.
What would be the point of that? Why would there be so many? Okay, so you're saying they're fake ones.
I think so.
I'm going to say real ones because I remember the opening credits for Miami Vice had a lot. That was just in one shot. So I'm saying there's more real ones. You're going to be right, though.
Hope so.
Fake.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be one warehouse somewhere that has more flamingos than actually exist.
You can now find these Marijuana Know Something segments on Now This Weed. Plugs. Do you have anything to plug, Taylor? What are you doing?
Yeah, I have shows at Bar Lubitsch in West Hollywood the first 2 Wednesdays of March and April, and then after that I'll be there every Wednesday at 10 for the Night Owl Comedy Show.
Hey, hit me with another dab, will you?
Wow, let's do it.
Get out of here.
And then, just follow my Twitter at Taylor Rizzo, follow my Instagram at Rizzo, and let's become friends, but just through the internet and never actually meet.
Oh yeah, you might meet him. Dark Alley. Mine is my Instagram is You Don't Know Doug. I was stupid when I first got on. I was like, I'm not into this. I'm not a picture taker. And then now I'm super into it. And but my name was You Don't Know Doug, so I didn't even try to get my own name. And now I regret it. But what are you gonna do?
I'm sure there's like 20.
People can still figure out how to find me or whatever. I don't think I'm verified though. But so why did I bring that up? I don't know. DougLovesMovies.com is where all my dates are. Let me hit this before we run out of time. I think we're close to the finish here. Now I get 3 wishes, right?
Yep.
Is that how this works?
Oh, that'd be so nice. Every time you dab, 3 wishes.
We're going to have another show for you all on the next one's going to be Monday, March 5th. Time to be determined later. Will you be here?
I sure will.
Okay. I think we got 2 cool guests lined up for that one. And, you know, schedule's permitting, as we like to say all the time. Nobody canceled today. I just kind of... we were talking, it had been a long time since I did one of these by myself, and that we would try another one. And that's what this is. Doing dabs with Rizzo. That's a big one, dude. There's a lot of white smoke in there to get rid of.
That was the last one.
Holy shit. And with that puff of smoke, we're at our 2-minute warning. Any final statements from you, Taylor?
Well, you know, just stay in school.
Don't be a fool.
Don't smoke weed till you're 18 or 21.
Doping is for dopes.
That's true. The
You
Earth is
seen that
round.
documentary Icarus?
Oh yeah, about the Russian dopers.
About doping, yeah.
That's so, and more Olympians this year have been caught from Russia doping.
Yeah. Oh, and even curling had some doping people,
Yeah,
huh?
curling, their bobsled team, or the 2-man.
But in Icarus, there's this bike rider dude. The movie starts out that it's about him and how he starts doping to see how it improves his performance on, if he can get into like this prestigious race or whatever. And it didn't improve his performance that much. But then the movie goes off on when he meets the guy from Russia that's in charge of all the doping over there.
Yeah, I don't
then
remember.
It goes off in that direction. It becomes a different movie. It's interesting.
I don't remember what he was taking specifically, but if he was, he may have been just taking the wrong thing and not applying it. Because it definitely will help your performance if you're using it correctly.
Right.
It's
Oh, I
crazy.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
it just didn't help his that much,
Yeah.
like it didn't make him world class like the guys he was competing against, But we got to go. Thanks, you guys, for watching, and we will see you March 5th.
Soon.
Yay. Yeah. Now 10?
There we go.
I got nothing. Bye-bye.